Alright, what's up guys and girls? Welcome back. So today we are starting to pull everything apart, and I did do some more welding. I used a TIG welder on this. I got to get the back side of it, but I have the intercooler mounted now. So I'm starting to pull everything back apart because I'm going to do the wastegates, weld those things on there, and then I'll continue to pull everything apart as far as I need to before I can reassemble everything, because the engine is going to have to come back out. So that's what I'm working on. I did fix the tiller today. You guys are following. You knew I was going to work on this tiller. So here's the tiller. It's a family tiller, but like an idiot, I was going to reach for that little lever down there to turn it off, and I put my hand on the freaking exhaust after it was running. So that sucks. I'm icing my hand down. You can see I got a nice blister starting to form on that section of my hand. All three of these fingers are burnt and starting to blister. So I've been icing this thing down for probably about 2 hours now, and it's feeling a little better as long as I keep the ice on it. So I'm basically doing all this one-handed. And we're going to start pulling the radiator, intercooler, AC condenser off and start getting everything ready to start welding the wastegate pipes on. Alrighty guys, it's a couple days later. I honestly don't even know where I'm at in the video right now, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So I did re-weld this down pipe, and I'm starting to pull everything apart, but I'm also working on the wastegate setup. So I have one of the wastegates done, welded on, and I was just test fitting the turbo because I wanted to make sure it was going to fit. So what I did was I took this LOJ bracket, which typically goes from the top mount over here down to this bolt over here. So I just flipped it upside down. So I did have to notch this out. I just took the bandsaw and cut that out so I could kind of recess this piece and put that bolt in down there. And then I ran this back, and then it's kind of hard to see, but I drilled a different hole in it. Drilled a couple different holes. But I bent the bracket backwards and then drilled some other holes and kind of bent it out so it would actually go in the alternator. So the spacing for the alternator is the same, except it's flipped upside down and it's using the bottom bracket, and it should clear the belt. So did weld this thing on. It was a little tough. It was really hard to get back in this section here because of the flange with the TIG welder. It was a little bit tough, but I did TIG the whole thing. Took a while, but a little bit challenging. So this side's pretty much done, and all I got to do is basically do the dump pipe into the exhaust. So here's the downpipe coming out now. This is not how it's gonna be. It's not even mounted really securely right now, but the plan is to run the dump pipe from the wastegate just straight into the exhaust here, so it goes into the normal exhaust stream. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the driver's side. There's a lot more room here to do this, so this should be really easy. This will be a lot quicker. This took a long time because even with the bracket flipped straight upside down, I wasn't able to fit that pipe in there and get any flow out of that thing. So that's why I had to bend it backwards, and took a little bit to try to figure out what I wanted to do, how I was going to modify this bracket to get it to work, hold the alternator in the same spot, and get enough spacing here where I could actually fit the pipe for the wastegate. Okay, well guys, this might be like 4 days on one video. So had a lot of stuff going on lately, a lot of later days at work and stuff like that, so just getting a little bit done every day and gonna put it all into one video. So did get the wastegates on, so this is kind of how they're gonna be. I think I talked about this already, the bracket that I modified to get this wastegate on. Got the driver's side wastegate on there, and I think they actually look pretty good considering this is all just eyeballed. Like, I didn't measure anything. I just kind of crawled underneath, mocked it up, measured it. Literally, my measuring method was the long tube, I just kind of grabbed it with my thumb and then took it over to the bandsaw and cut it with where my thumb was marking it. So I didn't measure anything. Actually turned out pretty decent. They're not like incredibly crooked or one's longer than the other or whatever, so it actually looks okay. So the idea here is that, like I said, this is going to go over into the dump. So my plan now is to start pulling the engine out, because the manifolds are pretty much done now. The only other fabrication that I really have is doing the dump tubes for the wastegates over to the other side. So what I want to do is pull the engine out, get the power steering line done, the shifter linkage. I got to add the bungs for the oil drains. I do have all the lines and everything. I did switch what I wanted to do originally with the oil return drains from the turbos. I was going to do a stainless bung and then try to weld it in from the backside, but I ended up finding like a bulkhead fitting to dash 10. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole and then basically do a bulkhead that has a 10AN on the outside, a nut on the inside, and then Teflon washers. That's what I want to try to do there, so I don't ruin the powder coating or anything like that. So we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, we'll do something else. But engine out, power steering line, shifter linkage. That's going to give me access to the fuel line. So then I can do what I got to do there with the engine out, and then start putting everything back in. So I think we're pretty close. Once the engine goes back in, it's just going to be kind of buttoning everything up at that point. So I feel like we're there. We're pretty close. Maybe another week or a couple days or something like that. I will say, guys, it's probably going to be a little bit longer. So I took off of work tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get a lot done tomorrow, because I have my no more babies appointment on Friday. So I'm going to be laid up for a few days after that and not doing anything. So took off work tomorrow, want to actually get some stuff done on this, and then I'm going to be sitting around for a few days. So if you guys have anything that you want to see that's like tuning related or scan related, something I can do that's like sitting down making a video or looking at scans or something like that, let me know. I'd be willing to do it. I'll probably be bored, need some stuff to do. So I'm gonna keep working on this thing. And yeah, sorry this video is probably kind of crappy, all over the place, a lot of different days. Just been really busy lately trying to get some stuff done and taken care of, and yeah. And again, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.